Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel. I wanted to talk about stress today and how it manifests physically and some things that I do personally to cope with it. So let's get into it. First and foremost, I started struggling with stress, I think, when one of my pets first died, and that has put me under a lot of pressure because that was the first time that I experienced somebody passing away. And so I don't know, one of my family members was around during that time, but at the same time they would have to go off to work a lot, so it's like I would just be left alone with like my thoughts, and that was like very hard to deal with, to be honest, because you know, so much is going through your mind when like stuff like that happens. So at the time I don't think I had like the greatest way to cope. The only way that I was able to get through it, I think, was going to work and just working through it. I don't think it's the best way to cope, but at the time that's kind of all I had. And that's the way that I dealt with it, like the best way. Now, when I struggled with like, at the time I struggled with having kind of like some sort of panic attacks. It's very hard to talk about because it's crazy to experience that. And then it went away after, I guess, like a couple months. I want to say almost like a year had to go by before my body was fully regulated again. And then me and my family moved, and we were fine. But I think I was stressed out a lot, and I was drinking a lot of Starbucks. And let me tell you guys, I would even find like the cheapest way to even get a hold of Starbucks every day because I was drinking it every single day. And I will say that's the worst thing that I could have done to my body, because I was just thinking, you know, it's just coffee, and it was like everywhere, you know, like you turn one corner, there's a Starbucks, you turn the other corner, there's a Starbucks. So I'm just like, it's just a matter of which area you go to get it cheaper, or which corner you turn to, because honestly it was everywhere. It's like I couldn't like escape it. So I was like, let me just get Starbucks, right? Besides all the other like coffee shops nearby. But I figured out a way to get it cheaper, and I would just order it on my phone, go down and get it. And every single morning I would chug a big like one of those, what is it, grande Starbuckses. Bro, it was like the worst decision I've ever made, because not only was I under a lot of like financial stress, I was just always stressed out. Like I wasn't going through like that type of experience that I was going through when my pet passed away, but I was stressing out, I noticed. So I would just chug a Starbucks, and then eventually it came to a point where I would come home and I would take a shower, and like hot water would be going like running through, you know, like me and stuff, and it's just like I would feel a pain coming down right here. It would be like a burning, like tingly sensation. So that's never happened before. And yeah, that's how I knew I had bro. Yeah, never again. I don't advise anybody to drink Starbucks. I think it just has to do something with just how much sugar they, you know, add to their beverages, because I used to work at Starbucks too. And even like the people that would pull up to the drive-through, I could tell they were already tweaking. I just didn't want to associate myself with that group of people, even though I was working with them. So I was working amongst them, and I just didn't want to associate myself as crazy because I was drinking Starbucks every day. And on top of that, you know, working there, so I would get extra beverages. So yeah, I was definitely tweaking. Tweaking mode was hard. But it would get me through my shifts. But I really don't advise going to Starbucks. You can go to any other coffee shop, to be honest, and I think you would have a lesser chance of tweaking out. But that's just my experience with Starbucks. It made me tweak out, and eventually got to a point, months from the point of when I experienced like tingling sensations every time I would like shower and have hot running water like going through like on my body and stuff while I'm taking a shower. I started coughing, and then my family member passed away, and that cough was so crazy. And then I would go into I guess like anxious mode, and I'm gonna say it's the worst feeling ever, bro. Like, and I didn't know that the cough was like correlating to the anxiety and stress. So the cough just came from like, it was like a physical thing that happened because of how much stress and pressure I was put under financially, and then like I got hit with the grieving mode, right? So it's just like, yeah. um so what do you do when that happens, right? um you remove yourself from all that nonsense. You go to the lake and you sit there on the grass and you meditate, bro. I will say yoga helps. It helps with patience. It helps with like stretching out your body. It helps you do something, right? One thing is that like I remember having a coworker at my job after like losing my parent tell me that I need to keep going to work because like it will make me not think about everything so much. But I was tweaking out over there off of the coffee and just so much sadness, because it was just like, I don't know, like I felt like somebody could say a word to me and I just started crying. So I don't know, why would you tell that to somebody, bro? Like that's not the best. Like I don't know, maybe like if you're at a different age, but I'm 22, so it's like I at the time I was 21 and I could not deal with that BS. Like honestly, like I couldn't even deal with like somebody coming up to me and asking me to return something. I mean, I could, but just like I didn't want to. I'm just like, bro, like if you're gonna start getting angry with me, I'm gonna leave. Like I'm not gonna put up with your BS. That type of, like I don't want to deal with you and your problems with these customers. So it was kind of like that. And I don't recommend that to anybody who's going under stress and stuff like that. Like if you're under financial stress, I don't know what to tell you, bro, because I felt that a long time ago. I have felt that, and honestly, I have probably yet to figure out how to even, juggle stress and trying to like be financially stable, because that's, it goes hand in hand, and that sucks. But I just recommend, like, if you're having at least a day off, to just, I think the most important thing is, I've also been reading the Bible. I got this at my church, my Watermark church, and I just be reading it in the middle of the night, because like recently I would say that a while back I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would be too anxious to go back to sleep. So I would just try to read the Bible and pray. Even like if there were a couple of verses in the Bible that I could remember, I would try to say them, and I feel like it definitely helps. I feel like believing in God really helps. I feel like, God sees all of us, and it's not a it's not a God put you through this so he could teach you this. No, it's just like the free will of the world, and it's like you're going through it, but God sees you, and if you believe in God, God is going to help you. God is going to get you through it, because everybody has their own, purpose in life. That's the way that I see it. And so praying definitely helps a lot. I have this Bible, and then I have the Bhagavad Gita from my husband, and I also have a Bible that's in Ukrainian too. So that one has like more so prayers for different situations. So sometimes I read that, and then there's like little books of from like different angels that I try to read sometimes, and I'm gonna say like that's really really helpful if you're like having insomnia issues and just like catching anxiety. What foods you shouldn't eat if like you're going through tweaking mode and everything that I'm going through? Not a lot of sugar. If you like boba, if you like coffee, probably don't get sugar. If you like boba, get decaf, right? Non-caffeinated. If you like coffee, bro, that sucks. Like, stop drinking coffee. If you want green tea, try decaf, but I would just go for chamomile instead. Sniffing lemon really helps. Like, perfume that has lemon in it, I really like. It really calms me down, and it really helps just sniffing that. Like, you know, like that really helps. So what did I say? Yoga, right? Yoga, reading the Bible, praying, sniffing lemons, drinking chamomile. I drink chamomile before bed, and it really helps just like calm down. Some people like they can also calm down from ASMR, you know, depending on what ASMR you like to watch. But and I used to do ASMR, but I still like watching ASMR sometimes. But I would also recommend like watching some ASMR. It used to calm me down when I was stressed out, like before I manifested physical pain. But that's how I kind of came across it too, is that like there were comments under like posts on Instagram talking about how people literally like manifested some cancer physically, which, you know, that's horrible, bro. So yeah, like that stuff sucks. Like, stress will knock you out, bro. Honestly, there's also like that one song going around by Doechii, and I love that artist, but I gotta say, I don't know why you guys be using that song, bro. I know like supporting the artist is really good, but like there's so much of that going around for Americans already. She has so many other amazing, wonderful songs. Like, bro, like, are you for real? Like, do you really want to hear that in your ear? Like that, those words being said. I mean, I don't know. Like, I love her. I love everything about her, but just that one song, and I get what she's saying too. I get it. Like, she's all talking about how she's like trying to battle that, but I'm not trying to hear that. I'm really not. I'm sorry. Like, I want to hear how we getting through it. What are the solutions? You know, like, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. But stuff like that is no joke, baby girl. No joke, bro. Sometimes if I was under a lot of stress too, my head would start hurting, and then I would just shut down and just not want to do anything. So it's like, you know, like when they say like crippling, you know, like anxiousness. Like, bro, I don't even know. Like, I don't know how I have put myself under so much of that. You know, like, I don't know, like life really brought me to that point, but I think just knowing that there are ways to help myself, I feel a lot better. And that's why I made this video, because I'm like, okay, like, you know what, I'm not the only one going through it. Like, there's got to be lots of people out there who are having those issues. Because, you know, like, imagine like you're coughing every single day, because that's what I was doing, coughing every single freaking day, going anywhere, everywhere. I still sometimes do in certain situations, circumstances, but not as much. But before, like a year ago, bro, like just and bro, like when I tell you, I would borderline be sick of it. And I didn't know what it was until like a doctor that didn't want to like look at me or anything. He was just like, it's that phone, you have anxiety, like all these kids, all you guys, like so anxious. But he's low-key right, like, but it's good to be told that, you know, by somebody, because I was like, you know, I want to hear what it is. I really do. Because when I was back in Texas, they just gave me coughing medicine. Helped sometimes, but never like completely fixed the problem. So I'm like, and they were like saying like, you know, you just got a little dust in the here and there, but it's like every single day though, you know, with everything you do. So it was just kind of like, it was very exhausting to go through something like that. And to be in a much better place, like I don't know if somebody else is experiencing coughing symptoms or you know, more worse symptoms, but I'm telling you, if you can really feel that it's not just dust or anything like that, it can worsen it, but it's another thing if it's something persistent. Then, you know, like get some lab tests. If you're a woman, get like a whole lab test, get those x-rays, get everything, right? Get everything done, blood work, whatever, bro. Because these doctors sometimes, like, they just want to diagnose you, but it's not even your diagnosis. Yeah, like I would go to urgent care and pay $200 for them to tell me to cough twice, just a regular cough. I know it's a cough, bro, like. So yeah, and then I would come back and they're like, you still owe $40. What do you mean $40 for what? So I would pay $240. So yeah, like if you feel like it's something else, get the blood work done, get yourself checked out, like for everything, because some of these doctors, they don't want to do anything. And plus, like, I just don't like how, like, in America they don't tell you like what you should or shouldn't eat. So that's what I want to bring up. What you shouldn't probably eat is a lot of spicy food. So if it's too spicy, try to go for a little bit less spicy. I like spicy food too, but spicy food can honestly like irritate you more and cause like more of that that feeling, right? Sugar spikes, not too much sugar. Try to opt out for fruits, with like a little whipped cream. Maybe whipped cream has sugar, but you know, like, try to not just like pour a bunch of sugar into your thing. Don't do like the diet sugar, because that's just trash, bro. I don't know who came up with fake sugar, like sweeteners. That's BS, bro. Don't do that to yourself. Opt out for just regular normal fruits, bro. Like, you know, try to change your taste buds and your habits, because it is a lot about habit and discipline with your own body. Download like those apps too, which like you can just like, you can go to take classes. You can also try therapy too. I wanted to try therapy, but the one lady I had booked with, she told me like the next day after the appointment that she didn't show up to, that she would do me next week. And I was like, who told you I'm available next week? Like, it was so unprofessional. I forgot which website it was, but then they tried to charge me because I didn't show up, and I told her like, no, cancel it. It was so crazy, but they refunded me. So, because I was like, you guys, like, what are you guys off of, you know? But no spicy, not too salty, just like all those you know, things that we love so much. Even just like processed like snacks, like chips and stuff like that. Too much soda. Opt out for smoothies. Get some milk, like unsweetened regular milk, and just like get some smoothies going with some granola and peanut butter. Because, like, you know, like for me, my thing is like I would feel very tired, but you know, stuff like boba and coffee gave me energy, and just like sugary stuff. But it would give me like a spike where I would be tweaking out, even if I wasn't like no longer needing it for work purposes, but I just wanted to be, you know, awake and fully energized. So that's why I add peanut butter and just like the fruit, so I like feel like sweet stuff, but I also get like the protein and energy to get through my day. I also want to say cheese. for some reason, cheese really be getting to me too a little bit. That's just me though. I don't know. You try you, but for me, cheese kind of, like I have to regulate how much cheese I take, how much cheese I eat. I love cheese, bro. I love mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella cheese. Mm. Uh, and then I want to say onion and garlic. Kind of try to regulate on those two as well, just because they can be a little like irritating to the body. You just don't want to put anything that has like too much of like a tangy, like if it's too much, then like it kind of sometimes can irritate your stomach or something like that. It can definitely send that up to the nerves and cause all that stress and all those feelings we don't want. So that's kind of like how I noticed what I was eating and had to kind of regulate. And these are all the foods that I love. So like when I tell you not to eat it, I'm just telling you from experience on how I best like dealt with my situation to help me out. Just like reading, like I read the Bible because I used to read books, but now I just read the Bible. But you can read a book. I would also say get your hands on something. I play the harmonium and I just want to like learn to play instruments. I also like draw and paint and try to sew. So it's like I try to get my hands on as much things that I can, or even dance. Like dancing really helps. Like if you do have too much energy, then it just kind of like helps like bring it down and get you like tired and exhausted, so that's kind of what I do to get my mind off of things, because it's like, if you're just working, you could still be overstressed and overwhelmed and overthinking, and it doesn't help. But if you're like doing something, you're focused on actually doing something, like learning a skill or whatever. And one last thing is try not to focus too much on your breathing, because one thing I noticed is if I'm trying to control the way that I'm breathing, it doesn't help at all. Like I don't know, some people like they'll like some like Headspace, the app, I tried it and they'll tell you like, focus on your breathing. Do you feel yourself this and this? Yeah, I feel myself, but like I'm like literally like tweaking out right now. So it doesn't really help. I don't know why. Maybe it helps for other people, but for me, what I noticed is like trying to kind of get my hands on something else so I'm not focused on that. Because it will come naturally. So it's like I would suggest just like become aware of if you're like trying to take like humongous breaths, because like what I tend to do is I tend to like breathe through my chest and not breathe through my stomach, and that's how I know I'm like kind of like stiff and kind of tweaking for no reason, right? Because it happens for no reason. So I just try to do something else until like my body regulates. Like just become aware that's happening. Okay, like let's do something else, because it's just right here. It's just here. It's okay. We tweak no longer. We untweaking. So yeah, I hope that this conversation helped somebody, because like I know it's not really like, like part 1, part 2, part 3, but I'm just like freestyling it, I guess. And I wanted to end this video on a Bible verse. So it says Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. That verse really helps me. I really like that verse. I just kind of forgot the chapter and stuff like that. But God bless you guys. Stay woke and get off those sweets. Eat your broccoli and stay safe, okay?